Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy here, Quant Strategic Singapore, and some updates for the Singapore market, the Straits Times Index. And following this video, there will also be a recap on the banks as well as property stocks. Just make sure you click on the bell to know when the next video is up for this week's review of the Straits Times, additional to the banks as well as the property counters in the Straits Times Index. All right, so on the long-term basis, for those of you who are watching the videos for the first time, I usually start with a very long-term basis of the Straits Times Index. So if you stare at the Straits Times Index over the past 27 years, STI has done nothing much but remain in a broad range, sort of cone shape, and range between 3,800 points and a low of 1,400 points. So currently, the Straits Times Index is still on a downtrend, all right, and it's trading below the Ichimoku cloud. And price action ever since the correction from the COVID has been a short-term sell signal since 2018. Yes, this short signal has been here for almost 2 years. STI, though, over the past 2 months since November, it has staged a very, very nice rebound from the COVID lows all the way up to 2,813, a target which we had set initially, which is on the Kijun line of the SSS or B line, just below the SSS B line, the Kijun line, 2813, and right now we closed at 2848. Still trying to hit its target that we have set at 3108, which is the super trend line, this particular line here, which has been capping the downtrend of the STI over the past couple of 2 months, past couple of years, as well as past 24 months. All right, so essentially what we're looking out for is the STI to try to hit this target at 3,108 points. If we can hit this particular target, we might be able to enter into this particular cloud zone and perhaps break out if it's a bullish recovery. Otherwise, 3108 may be met or a strong upper resistance, and we might just retrace the entire gains for the Santa Claus rally into next year. So at the moment, as it looks right now, very nice sort of a rally within a bear market for the STI on the very long-term monthly basis. All right, so for the weekly charts of the Straits Times Index, we are seeing very, very positive signs of a breakout on the weekly charts, which is the medium-term charts for investors. All right, we see this cluster of candles that are now continuously trading above the SSS B line of the cloud, and the pivot right now is 2748. If the STI is able to close off the year and continue trading above 2748 from January 2021, we might be able to range and continue to break out and form a little bit of a bullish start in terms of the Straits Times moving into 2021. So the level to watch on the medium-term charts will be this key number 2748, and we want to make sure that the Straits Times Index trade above the cloud line for it to confirm its bullish movement since November this particular year. So it's been about 4 weeks to a month that the Straits Times Index has been trading above the cloud line. So we want to watch to see whether price will continue here and then break above. All right. Otherwise, a break of 2748 will get to test lower levels of the chart, and we'll see and we'll watch that particular chart movement as we head towards the close of the year 2020. All right, so for most of you who are using the dailies chart for your investment as well as trading needs, very clear-cut long signal that was issued to you on the 4th November 2020, targeting 3108. We are almost there, but not there yet. We still have a little bit more to go before we hit our first target of 3108, which is the monthly pivot. It looks still very strong now, with price action still holding above the Tenkan line, the Kijun line, as well as the super trend line. Any weakness probably will be capped by a pivot at 2783. So watch this number 2783, which will continue, or rather cap any pullbacks, and then continue its bull run into the end of the year. A break of 2783 may see price testing or going to the cloud, and then breaking the cloud and going to the below the SSB line, and that will show a little bit of medium-term weakness, and we will see that as we go into the next trading week. Now, this is the 4-hour chart of the STI, all right, and I would like to show everyone who's watching the videos on the merits of using an alternative candlestick, which I personally use, called the Helkin SG candlesticks. So if you look at the trade decisions and the trade signals that were issued on the 4-hourly chart, you'll see a long at 2494 on the 3rd of November, and then you see a short signal right here, which was issued on the 30th of November. So essentially, this signals basically gets you into the trade early right here. You would have gone long at about 2494, and then you would have closed your position right here at about 2,830, giving you almost a 350 point gain on the STI. So for those investors who have gotten out here, good call, all right? And right now you can see that we are now in a basic range testing the highs, all right? What we want to watch for is for price to actually break above this pivot at 2877 after this short signal was issued down. So price has still maintained above the cloud, and we expect price to actually push forward to hit 2877, breaking the super trend line to the upside, and then continuing new highs to above 3,100 as discussed on the monthly chart. All right, so that is for trading decisions. So currently we do have a short signal at the 2841, all right, issued on 30th of November, and price has not broken out of this short signal as of yet. If price continues to trade into the cloud and break below the cloud and move down this way, then we might have a little bit of correction coming. So pivot is 2877. Watch for this number, 2877. If we break above 2877 next week, then we'll continue this particular rally. Now, as I wanted to highlight to you guys is that this is actually the normal candlesticks that you use at home. Most of you will be using normal candlesticks. But if you actually switch it to the Helkin SG candlesticks, you will notice that this particular super trend line has been intact all the way. You wouldn't have actually been stopped out of your position right here on the 30th of November. You would have continued your long from here at about 2,500 points, and right now you will still be on long at 2852 with a gain of almost 350 points. All right, your stop loss will be about here at 2,800 points. It has not touched your stop loss yet. So if you use the Helkin SG candlesticks, you will be able to see a very, very nice green pattern and stack of all green candlesticks with a very short correction, all red candlesticks here, and then a little bit of zigzag action, correction, and then perhaps a punch towards new all-time highs. And for those who are actually trading and swinging this particular position on Straits Times Index, your stop loss would have been at 2,800 points. So I'm going to clear this mess right here and review how you would actually take this particular trade on the Straits Times Index. From here, you have gone long all the way up here, a little bit of weakness and pullback. Your stop loss would have been on the super trend line, which is this particular line right here. As it continues to juggle along, your super trend line is still here, and with a stop loss at 2,800 points. All right. So when you look at this particular, the reason why I talk about the Straits Times Index is because the Straits Times Index will actually determine the performance of all your component stocks, including all your capital lands, your DBS banks, your SIA, so on and so forth. So when the Straits Times Index is strong, the rest of the component stocks should follow and contribute to the strength. All right, so just as a recap, Straits Times Index on a long term is still bearish, downtrend, but with a nice Santa Claus rally that was started in November. On the weekly charts, you can see a pivot of 2748, very nice, encouraging action whereby the Straits Times Index could move further up towards a target of 3108, and probably might be able to establish some strength in the next couple of months to come. On a shorter term basis, the pivot on the day is 2783, as well as the pivot for the 4 hourly, okay, is at the 2877 level. So a break of 2877 and above would see this Santa Claus rally move towards 3108. A break of pivot point 2783 may have a little bit of a short-term correction with a downside targets of about 2650 to about 2600 points, thereabouts this area. All right, guys, so for viewers in Singapore as well, Merry Christmas, and I'll catch you again next week. And following this, there will be a video on banks as well as property stocks. Catch you again, and subscribe to the bell button for you to get notified. Thanks.